In Ontario, a consumer proposal can be a great way to deal with credit card debt, tax debt, and other unsecured loans. It allows you to repay a portion of what you owe without interest, and you avoid bankruptcy. It also provides legal protection from your creditors, which can give you some much-needed peace of mind. But it's not a one-size-fits-all solution. I'm Doug Hoyes, a licensed insolvency trustee with Hoyes Michaelis & Associates. In this video, I'll walk you through the disadvantages as well as the advantages of a consumer proposal so you can decide whether it's the right solution to help manage your debt. Let's start with the basics. What is a consumer proposal? A consumer proposal is a legally binding offer you make to your creditors, the people you owe money to pay back a portion of your debt. The amount you offer is based on what you can reasonably afford to pay and what your creditors will be willing to accept. Sounds like a great deal, and in many cases it is, but there are some potential downsides you should be aware of. First, your creditors have to agree to the proposal. Here's how it works. Everyone you owe money to gets one vote for every dollar that they can prove that you owe them. If more than half of the dollar value of your debts votes yes, your proposal is approved. So what happens if a majority votes no? Well, the law says we get some extra time to negotiate. So even if initially a majority of your creditors reject your proposal, you can sweeten the offer to encourage them to agree. The good news is that once the majority of your creditors agree, all of your credit cards, bank loans, payday loans, and CRA debt have to take the deal, even if they didn't vote for it. That's why it's so important to work with a licensed insolvency trustee who understands what creditors are likely to accept. At Hoyes Michaelis, we've filed and had accepted well over 40,000 consumer proposals, so we know what it takes to get a deal that is affordable for you and also acceptable to your creditors. That word affordable is key. We want a deal that you can afford because even if the creditors agree to your proposal, if you fall 3 months behind on your payments, your consumer proposal is annulled. That means the legal protection is gone and creditors can resume collection actions like wage garnishments or even lawsuits. You don't want that. And that's why it's critical to work with your licensed insolvency trustee to determine a payment plan that fits your budget from the start. Now, let's talk about what a consumer proposal doesn't cover. It doesn't include debts like child support, alimony, or court fines. And if you have student loans and it's been less than 7 years since you were last a student, those debts won't be discharged in your consumer proposal. Sorry, a consumer proposal is governed by federal law, and that's the law. A consumer proposal also doesn't deal with secured debts, things like your car loan or your mortgage. That's usually good news for you. The good news is that if you want to keep your finance car or your home and you're up to date with your payments, you can keep them. But if you have equity in your home, that equity will need to be factored into your proposal, meaning you may need to pay more to your creditors to account for that value because otherwise your creditors will say, hey, sell your house and give us the money. If you have negative equity in your car or house, meaning that the loan is larger than what it's worth, you can surrender the asset before you file your consumer proposal, and the resulting shortfall becomes an unsecured debt, and it can be included in your proposal. So if you own a car, house, or any other asset, talk to your trustee before you file to make a plan that works for you. On this video, we're talking about the downsides of filing a consumer proposal, and there is a downside we need to discuss: the impact on your credit score. Equifax and TransUnion report your consumer proposal as an R7, indicating that you've made a formal repayment arrangement. That's not as bad as an R9 rating from a bankruptcy, but it's worse than an R1 if you repay all of your debts in full on time. And the note saying you filed a consumer proposal remains on your credit report for 6 years from when you file or 3 years from when you pay it off, whichever comes first. That's a big downside, but what's your credit score now? What will your credit score be if you fall behind on payments? If you're considering a consumer proposal, your credit score is probably dropping, so it's better to prioritize getting rid of your debt now, and we'll show you how to rebuild your credit rating after your proposal is completed. So is a consumer proposal the right choice for you? That depends on your situation. If you're unsure, talk to a licensed insolvency trustee. At Hoyes Michaelis, we offer free, confidential consultations, no pressure, just clear information about your options. And if you want to learn more, we have plenty of helpful articles on our website at hoys.com that explain everything you need to know about consumer proposals. I've included some helpful links in the description below.